Are they gone?
Am I speaking with the cobbler, Caleb Watson? That you, Caleb?
I think... yes, that's me. Or it was me, once. For my bastard brother was my hollow keeper.
You're not entirely innocent, though. If you'll permit the unfortunate expression, there was more than one of you in it.
My brother deserved damnation, and you gave it to him. I am an imperfect man, but if you're considering the same for me, I'll not go without a fight.
I too am an imperfect man. I have mercy and patience in limited supply. Let's not test those limits further, eh?
Okay, so how many hauntings did we get back? One and the main mission. Okay, let's focus on that haunting there, and afterwards on the main mission, and I guess we will move down a bit, clear a little bit more here, and then eventually get to New Eden. I'm just scared that we're only 20% done with the map.
Alexander loved Ruth like a man loves his hat. Love a woman like a thing, and you do not love her at all.
Ruth deserved better, in life and in death. That was something.
Don't take it to heart. Their choices are not your business.
Our choices are my business. And their consequences too.
Don't waver. We could win a battle, but we can't win the war. Nobody should conquer death, and we don't want to pay the price of trying.
Aye. I hear you.
Good. Now, let's see what Lammy Haskell has to say about raising spirits from the dead.
He was audibly busy today.
Wait. Spectral stains. Haunted house.
New England Primer, Battle of Quebec. In October 1690, the city of Quebec suffered the greatest attack in the history of the French colonies. Port Royal was taken by the English colonists in May 1690, a great loss for France and a great shock for the inhabitants. It could have ended there, but Major John Wally's ambition was even more consuming than the festering gangrene. Indeed, after having taken Port Royal in his nets, he had his eye on our beautiful city of Quebec. But our governor, Louis de Baude de Frontenac, was not half a coward, and he stood up to the English, refusing their terms of surrender and promising without even blinking that he would stand up to the English invasion. The arrogant John Wally's blood ran cold as he launched his ship into the Bay of Quebec, where they were almost all destroyed by the city's cannon. The militia he sent to the coast were also repulsed by the French. The English had to face the facts. They would never take Quebec. The French took advantage of this battle to strengthen their defense and establish their sovereignty over this part of the New World. It was the first time Quebec's defenses were tested.
The New England Primer. Looks new.
Looks local.
Hallowed be thy name, Marcy, our beloved angel, heaven sent. I'm busy. What do you want?
What happened to your hands, Hugh?
An angel came down from heaven and gave me the mark of the Lord Jesus. We may talk about his good word, if you wish to hear it.
Stigmata? That's surprisingly Catholic.
I'll assume you did not mean that slander, but be warned, I'll not take it again.
Tell me about this angel. How did you meet?
The angel is my sister, and she bears the mark of the Lord. Marcy wandered in the wilderness for many days and nights, and then, one day, she returned to lead her people to salvation.
He's haunted by a ghost, but thinks she's an angel. I hope you're taking note, Red McWraith.
Speaking from personal experience, she's likely not an angel. She's probably a ghost.
Oh, thou of little faith. I have not yet met God, but I do not question his existence.
Perhaps I should envy her certainty.
If you are blessed enough to meet my sister, then you'll change your mind.
I'd like that. Where can I find her?
Near the old mill, hidden at the end of Long Beach, is a cave. Our sacred place. She will be there. They never could find her body, but she is still there.
I must take my leave of you, sir.
God keep you, for I shall not.
Do we have to walk? Oh, okay. So we'll continue with the main mission. I don't really want to backtrack that much. Well, let's hope the main mission takes us there. If it takes us there, then we will be able to. At the same
If
time.
Hugh puts his faith in his sister's ghost, he's a fool.
I can understand the need to believe, but come on.
It's not for us to change his mind.
Governor.
May I help you, Mr. McCraith?
I have to admit, this is an unusual case.
Yes, but have you solved it?
I believe so. But the culprit was not responsible for the plague. At least not directly.
Have you found the witch or have you not?
Someone here has been dabbling in some dark magic. I have the name.
So, what are you waiting for?
Don't you want to hear the name?
I do not need to. The principle is what matters.
Not exactly. The name is Lamentation Haskell.
No, it can't be. My son is studious. Curious, too curious at times perhaps, but he does not have a bad bone in his heart.
He showed Caleb Watson a ritual. The cobbler used it and became possessed.
Even if true, it would only mean my son was exposed to corruption. It happened before. Bring me proof, Banisher. Find the real source of evil.
Since when has the governor required proof?
I'll get it. Mark me. I must find your son, Governor. Sooner rather than later.
His interests take him hither and thither. If he isn't here, he must be working on the outskirts. He's been sprucing up one of the abandoned houses there. I ordered them emptied when the sickness hit. Here, take the gate key. Go there. See for yourself. You're wrong about him. You're wrong about my son. Needless to say that I count, of course, on your discretion.
He was quick to condemn till it was his own son on the block. Who's he really protecting?
We'll bring him the proof he wants. If the boy is guilty, his father may not be able to protect him.
I'm not really a Game Ranks fan, because often they just run some strange news and so on, but this time they did bring out something from Push Square, so usually if they say something about Sony that sounds a little bit... it should be true, but apparently the old CEO from Sony said that they have to sell so many remasters because single-player games now are so expensive that if they don't sell all the remasters, they wouldn't be able to do new single-player games. So in other words, now we know why Microsoft doesn't do great games apparently, because they never bring out any remasters. Like their backward compatibility. And often try even to make the games better during that time. During that time with backwards compatibility, but yeah, it's... If we are getting to that point, why not make smaller games? Make a few AA games smaller than this that are good. Make the money with that, and then afterwards you make a AAA game. The producer of Eden.
Hell's balls! What happened here?
Something's emanating from under there.
No wonder this place is off limits.
Of Elden Ring 32. That we shouldn't wait for the next Elden Ring, but we should wait for a few smaller games for them to replenish their finances, and then they would bring out a bigger game again. If you sell it like that, I think we would accept anyone. Any company saying that, we would say okay. So give us nice polished small games, make the money with that, and then afterwards give us a AAA, quadruple A, quintuple A, whatever A games. But don't remake every single game that you have. Ask money for... yeah, they might be big, but for some...
One of these must be Lammy's hideaway.
updates that a lot of people would be able to do with mods. If you look at how some games look
Lammy?
when they have mod support after
You
1 or
here?
2 years. Why, if Sony
This
does
is
it, you have to
locked
pay
from the
$10, $20 or more. And other companies too. We have too many remakes anyway right now.
He was studying botany. Why botany?
I wouldn't even mind like the lost chapters.
The heart's yours. The roots are mine.
Give us a big DLCs for the
Ghost
games that you
wards
have.
cannot manifest.
And within those DLCs, maybe for the next generation, you can add the original game with some graphical updates. So you'll sell the DLC, and 2 to 5 years later, or what is? How long did it take before Horizon was remastered? 5 years? No. Check. Horizon. Go, Dawn. So 2017. So 7 years. It's too early. The PlayStation was good enough to make it feel a bit foolish to have such a small jump and pay 10 euros for it. Come on, the second one came out during the same console generation. Ah, okay. I can use her outside. This side. So, do we have an... so let's check it. That one too from here. Okay. Let's see if those two are enough. Apparently not. Right this way, up.
Picked and culled.
And there we go.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here. You're within gun range, Red.
Afraid to take a wee punch, are you?
I think I heard the sound of a gun coming. Oh, they do look annoyed.
Take him under threat.
But yeah, I'm also not a game dev. I don't own a big company or anything. I don't know what Sony could do, what else Sony could do to be able to salvage the situation.
Much better.
But somehow it's always strange. At first they said that they would never be able to, they would never do anything like Game Pass or anything like that because their games were just simply too good to be in a Game Pass style situation. So they did a half-assed version of Game Pass. Well, you get good games, yeah, but you don't get the latest one because, yeah, they are too good to be true somehow. But then you look at Spider-Man 2. I will be playing it when it's out on PC for sure. But if I look at what my friends say, especially a friend that I trust with everything like that, it's too samey. They didn't cook as well as they cooked with the first one. I had this for myself. I had the same problem because I played everything on PC, like I said last time. I played everything on PC. I had the problem with God of War. From God of War, new God of War to God of War Ragnarok. I was too close, and I played both of them. So when I started the second one, it was just like playing 1.5. Could have made a DLC out of it nearly. No one would have cared about it. But on the other hand, we are okay with that. Yeah. We hype it up. And even Astrobot, let's be honest, Astrobot. Everyone who had the VR, the PlayStation VR, the first one, loved the Astrobot game in there. So the game already had a name. It wasn't a new IP per se, and people were more inclined to try it. If it is the first IP directly like that, a lot of people would have said it's childish and they wouldn't even have touched it.
The incisions are clean. The precision of an expert.
There's magic here, though faint.
That. Yeah, so it would go the way where we had the other one. Could it be that far? Can. So yeah. And we have the haunted one. We have it over there, if I'm right. This part here, so yeah, we would have to go down anyway. I know we would have to go down this way. And we also have another haunted one here. Let's see if we find the key. One. 18th of May, 1692. My dearest Lemmy. It has been, as always, a great satisfaction to talk with you again. I love your enthusiasm and wit. You remind me of me when I was your age, so eager to know more about the greatest mysteries of the world, of all worlds. I only wished I could have stayed longer, but I must go back to Providence. Until then, here are some quick notes I throw at you to quench your thirst. Some of the meager research my humble self has been able to gather, with time and patience. I believe it is fair to admit we know nearly nothing concerning the dreadful Aralu. Only the rarest writing there to talk about. Is it the mysticized hell only the boldest dare to travel to and come back alive? Are all these almost forgotten tales fragments of an unveiled or lost truth? I truly cannot say. But I know this, my dear Lemmy. You and me are like Orpheus, ready to cross the forbidden waters and bring back the only fiancé we really cherish, knowledge. To map those uncharted lands, to pass the threshold and bravely walk those forbidden deserts and icy rivers only the maddest poets sang about. See what stands beyond and come back to dream some more about it. What a thrill, my young friend. What a goal. If only I was younger, just like you, I would follow you in this untold journey. For now, I can only advise you to be careful. Yes, the threshold between our world and the other side is thinner in New Eden. That does not mean it will be easier to travel there. According to some of my research, some already tried in this area. Petty warlocks and puny witches. Maybe it is why the threshold is so thin. Maybe it is why the dead seem to be so easily allowed to walk this land. Who can say for sure? Last week, while I was investigating on my own, I have clearly noticed some peculiar vibrations coming from an ancient mill located above a cliff by the seaside. Quite a creepy place, if you ask me. If you were to investigate further into the possibility to find a threshold to the mythical Aralu before we meet again, this could be the place to start. But be sure to be prepared, my dear boy. My old heart could not bear to lose another promising beloved colleague. Until we meet again, I can but advise you to keep all this secret. As blessed and gentle as they are, too many of our local friends would not welcome the kind of knowledge you and me both share so cheerfully. Yours as always, Etienne Roulet.
Aralu. Mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
He mentioned an old mill. Seemed fascinated by the place. Nothing incriminating. Yet.
This place is even more fascinating than I imagine. So many unanswered questions waiting to be answered. Monsieur Roulet was right. I am sure the tragic history of the old mill has much to do with. I shall go there. I shall do my work there. Unmolested by suspicious and unscientific neighbors, there is not much to do.
Okay. Remember what we found at Caleb Watson's? Maybe we're not looking in the right place. If I had something to hide, I might hide it in an abandoned mill.
Okay. Here you go. So, is it close or not? So let's just run there. Okay. Oh yeah, another rumor that I did that is circling is that we will get the Oblivion remake, and apparently it is in Unreal
This isn't over
95.
yet.
Okay. Oh, sure.
They never learn, do they? Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Get back up.
Possession incoming.
Oh, it's so bad that they hide their face. It's nearly made on purpose.
Don't let it crush you. Watch out. Spectre possession.
Hey!
Go past. Why a mill?
Away from the village. Perfect for his research.
Okay, you have
Perfect to
enough
hide secrets.
of those
He's
ghastly
not out here for pleasure, that's for
thingy
sure.
to update something. Yeah, so let's hope it's not Bethesda that does the remake. If Bethesda already doesn't know how to use their engine, if they start to use another engine. And also, I don't understand with the with having the ID engine that works so well at for Indiana Jones, with semi-open world, and also for Doom. I don't understand why they don't try
Peaceful.
to
Like home on a good
make
day.
that engine work for a lot
Telling
more
me.
stuff.
He felt like playing with the lambs. Blair preferred to feed them. And I was too busy dreaming.
And you?
I cooked them for dinner. The lambs, I mean. Oh, the girls were furious.
Yes. But they weren't hungry.
Yeah, think about it. If they could modify the ID engine to be more open world friendly, and actually be able to use that one instead of I don't even know the name of the Bethesda one, but instead of using the one from Bethesda right now, using Ensnare while the Banished Gorge is full, increases in snare damage by 1400%. What consumes all Banish? Yeah. This is just to change it, so yeah, we will have to continue to be able to use it anyway. Okay. Yeah, they have a good engine. They might have a really good, even if Carmack doesn't do anything anymore. They have a great engine, and they could evolve it. They could try it to they could check to see if it is a good open world engine, and maybe give us one more engine that we really desperately need. Of course, I'm not a hater. I'm not an Unreal 5 hater. I think the more we use it, the more they will be able to that some companies like maybe CD Projekt Red will be able to remove the stutter, will be able to put it back into an 5.9 of any iteration of that engine. That would fix the biggest problems that we have.
There's more of them.
But it's sad if we start to only have like Unity, Godot, a few Cry engine that really has what, maybe 2-3 games right now. That Showdown game and then Star Citizen.
So much for peaceful.
It used to be a really great engine that was fighting on top with Unreal Engine to be able to do the best graphics, to do the best effects, to do so much. But suddenly, yeah, you have. I think you also have Kingdom Come Deliverance too. That looks really great. That is also on CryEngine. We should get more diversity. And also, yeah, have all the contracts be indie friendly, so that indie developers would have the choice. And we wouldn't have, the situation that we had last year, or in 2023, when the boss for Unity was the ex-guy from EA, who did bad stuff at EA for monetization and started to do the same at Unity. People were angry because there wasn't much to choose. Either you had Unity or Godot, but if they would be able to say, okay, we have CryEngine gives us 200,000 sold games before we have to before we have to do anything for the license.
Watch out.
It would be interesting.
Possession.
They brought more friends.
And you can make money with it right now.
What should we expect up there?
You have a lot of
gateway to the mythical Aralu, whatever that is. Otherwise, terrible tragedy, dark doings, sick secrets, and a wild guess.
You have a lot of games, I would say, suddenly popular games. Like Pal World, like, what did we have? We had so many. Had so many small games that simply exploded, sold like hotcakes for a month or two. And those would go on selling enough that they had to start to pay back to the license holder for the engine. So it would make sense for them to bring out more engines, work on engines that are friendlier to use for people, and give indies more choice, more engines, maybe more specialized engines for some stuff.
Take on a ghost.
And also the same way they attack, even for the game industry right now, it's kind of strange where we are heading. With the US attacking Tencent, and to be honest, Tencent being Epic. Epic belonging to Tencent. We are not even sure.
They mean business now.
If the US is not maybe trying to tell them, hey, if Epic wants to continue to release games here and everything, they might have to come back to the US. Maybe they don't want to, because Tencent is making money in China. If you look at all the games that come out in China right now that use Unreal Engine 5, and if a game is good over there, it sells better than any game in the West. They might even say, yeah, then give us the punishment. Tell us what we can and can't sell to the US, and move on with it. And it's not just the games industry; it's even the movie industry and everything with all those virtual background that virtual background
siblings.
technology and so on that they are using
Feeling guilty
for.
about Naomi Day and Timmy.
On principle, I refuse to feel guilty. Yes, I feel guilty. I should have made the journey. I should have gone to see them.
Time flies.
And oh, how it has flown.
And the other thing I think is maybe what we are, and believe me, I'm not on the Chinese side. I don't trust China for a lot of stuff. I don't trust Russia for a lot of stuff. I don't trust a lot of countries for a lot of stuff. But if you think about it, we might be doing a mistake with China right now.
I'm with you once more.
Because we are pushing the BRICS countries more and more together by alienating companies like Tencent.
I love doing that.
So we are scared what's going to happen around that part of the world. But the only thing we do is punish them more. Maybe that's not what we should be doing.
There should be a way up here.
Maybe we should be trying to work together with some of those countries, notably China, Brazil, South Africa. To alienate Russia, to alienate North Korea. Since Ukraine just proved that they captured 2 soldiers, and they interviewed them, and the soldiers in North Korea thought it was a training exercise. They didn't know that they would go to war.
If you need a fire to warm you up.
We always talk about uniting the world, but somehow we never do it. Maybe the people bigger than us, they need that to stay rich. And yeah, maybe you will say I'm naive to think that, but for me it is. By pushing them away, we push what we don't want closer together, and the Europeans have to learn to not always follow what the US does. Since apparently right now the US wants to do their own thing and doesn't care about our rights and our sovereign borders. Oh, it is just another story from that guy to hide what he really wants to do. Let's see. We will know it in 3 days. Sorry. I try to avoid talking about politics, but that's everything right now. That hasn't to do with games, has something to do with that stuff. So, eh. And I feel like, as usual, I'm missing something here. And there we go. I was blind again. And I also do encourage you to check out both sides. If you want to... They are a little bit based against China, but if you really want to see something... that I like to watch, but also take it with a grain of salt, since in the beginning they were very, very pro-China, now they are a little bit too much against China, but they also sometimes show positive stuff, but it's rarer. They used to show a little bit more than what we see now, but you can always watch. It used to be ADV podcast, now it's a China show, something that you can watch to see what's going on in China. Since now. With the thing about
what hides
TikTok.
here in the dark? Come out, come out.
People went into Red Node, and a lot of people don't understand that society over there is not the same as society here. So a collection of studies about voids. Here everyone has a cell phone, everyone can use the internet. And everyone can use all the social media that they want. Over there, not really. Let me symbol research. The first symbol drawing of a witch symbol ineffective, to be paired perhaps with another symbol to double the effect. Second symbol drawing of a demonologist symbol, absolute failure. Third symbol drawing of another demonologist symbol, works if weakly. Fourth symbol drawing of the first and third symbol mixed together, and the symbol is circled. Try this. So yeah, you have different classes there, and if you go and check Red Node, I think you have 1.2 or 1.3 billion people in China, and only 300 million use Red Node. So you only see the upper class, or maybe the higher middle class that uses it, and people are starting to fantasize about the country they don't know, simply because the country they are in right now is in a little bit of dilemma. like nearly every country in the world right now is a little bit in a dilemma. Etienne Roulet's note, 5th September 1690. I was not mistaken about the hidden potential in this region. The veil between Aralu and our world is particularly thin and therefore conducive to breaches. The mad ambition of couple Octa only served to crack this already existing fragility even further. Poor amateurs. Now they are punished for eternity. However, thanks to their effort, I will be able to gain a great deal of knowledge about Arlu and succeed where everyone else has failed. I requisitioned the help of Huskarl's son, who, unlike his stupid father, has potential and therefore can be of great use to me. Together we can achieve great things.
This Roulet lad seems dangerous.
His apprentice seems to be following him down the same path.
An attempt to translate the lesser palingenesis ritual into common English.
Looks like Lamy was trying to translate some sort of ritual.
Not any ritual. This is the lesser palingenesis.
I guess no one warned Lamy that grimy reincarnation rituals were not without risk.
The Book of Lesser and Major Affirmations by Onomarchitus.
So, what are you hiding in here, evil spawn?
Glancing at the original writing, Lamy's work was poor. No wonder the ritual he spawned for Caleb from those botched words of power went wrong.
Unfinished Ghost Ward.
More ghost wards. Someone was being extra careful.
10th of June 1695. I can wait no longer. Father may preach or lull about with his selectmen friends in town, but words will not save these people. We have power and a duty to act, not to cover with fear for our reputations. But Father has always feared the loss of reputation to the point of abandoning his craft, leaving me to learn it in secret for shame. If my father will not act, then I will. Lamy.
He doesn't speak well of his dad.
Did he seek power? Was he hoping to step out of his father's shadow?
If he did, he went the wrong way about it. We need to get to the top floor. Bet we'll find something.
Let's hope the game doesn't make us climb 30 towers now. Yeah, so it's kind of funny how people overreacted, I think, and directly jumped to going from something I think is as dangerous as X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. As I think, yeah. Giving everything to TikTok and to China. Or right now to give the same access rights to your for your phone to Elon Musk. Is about the same. I don't trust that guy as a centimeter right now, or millimeter, or an inch. Whatever you want, whatever measurement you want to take.
More corrupted ivy waiting to be plucked up. Over here. Look.
It looks more and more like he found a way to somehow
Did I ever mention how good we are together?
make one of the big ones
always good
believe
to hear.
him.
No crank. Great.
And now he thinks that he can rule the world in the same way. By simply making our the politicians close their eyes and accept that whatever he says is the truth. But luckily somehow a lot of politicians know better than to trust him.
It's just a lift. Why is this mechanism so complex?
Else before we check.
The crank. Good. That book. Again.
The Agrippa. That's not good. Not good at all.
What level of not good are we talking about exactly?
This book promises eternal life, but the promise is a trap. Let's hope it hasn't been used. More magic muckery. Not necromancy, though.